urinary bladder and the urethra. During the same period, when the kidneys are forming, the bladder is also forming, specifically between week 4 to week 7. How does it form? And I want you to observe. How does it form? And I want you to observe. The terminal end of the digestive system is known as the cloaca. The terminal end of the digestive system is known as the cloaca. The terminal sac, and I've indicated it in many. This terminal sac is known as the cloaca. So the contents of the digestive system are going to come and pour into this cloaca. Contents of the digestive system, you see, they come and they pour into this terminal sac known as the cloaca. So this cloaca begins to be separated by a septum. This septum is the one we call the urogenital septum. So the urogenital septum divides the cloaca into two parts. The anterior part is known as the urogenital sinus, and the posterior part is known as the anorectal canal. So this terminal sac, the cloaca of the digestive system, gets separated by a septum known as the urorectal septum into an anterior urogenital sinus and a posterior anorectal canal. The mesonephric duct and the metanephros will now go with the anterior urogenital sinus, such that they will not be connected to the posterior anorectal canal, but during the separation, during the formation of the septum, the separation takes these to the mesonephric duct and our kidneys, which are the metanephros. For them, they go with the anterior urogenital sinus, not with the posterior anorectal canal. The urorectal septum will continue to divide and completely split the cloaca into the anterior urogenital sinus and the posterior anorectal canal. The anterior urogenital sinus is going to form our urinary bladder and the urethra, and the posterior anorectal canal is going to form the rectum and anal canal. If the urorectal septum does not form completely, you're going to have communications between the urinary bladder and the rectum, which is what we call a fistula. So in simple terms, I've simplified it that this cloaca, the terminal sac of the digestive system, is the one which gets split into two by the urorectal septum into the urogenital sinus and anorectal canal, and the urorectal septum continues to separate them completely, such that the anterior portion, the urogenital sinus, is going to form the urethra and the urinary bladder, and the posterior anorectal canal is going to form the rectum and the anal canal. And our permanent kidney, which you have seen developing, the metanephros, will maintain its connection with the anterior portion, which is the urogenital sinus, not the posterior portion. That is why the ureters drain into the urinary bladder, which is derived from this portion known as the urogenital sinus. All these illustrations are showing the same thing. So even when you look at the male pelvis, you have the urinary bladder anteriorly, and then you have the rectum posteriorly. The rectum was developed from the anorectal canal, and the urinary bladder developed from the urogenital sinus. And this is the position where we had our urorectal septum. And you see the ureters connecting to the urinary bladder, not to the rectum.